Okay, so Abby and I have come out. We got from Amazon a little thing called the Lucky Fish Finder. I didn't bring my rod. I brought Abby instead. But I just wanted to check the depth, how it reads, because I know the depths of the pond, and see if it shows any fish. Let's see how well this thing works. Because I've been all over this pond, and they call it a lake here, but really it's a pond. And I know how deep the water is. Unless it rains real heavy. The only thing difference here, if it rains real heavy, it goes up a foot, but then it goes back down. But I'm going to see if it shows any fish, because, the only time I can see the fish is when they're jumping for flies. So we'll unravel this thing, toss it out in the water, and see what we get. Just a second. So you can probably see that the alarm is going. You can see the fish symbols at the bottom of the screen there. And we're in about 13.7 feet of water. I think you can see that. So I gotta say, all in all, the thing is reading within a few inches very accurately. I did throw a line down here and measure it. I'm just paddling around here aimlessly. And it is showing me that if you're looking at the screen, okay, there's a fish there. They're at the bottom. So it's showing that they're close to the bottom. So if you're going to be angling today, you'd want to let your hook sink closer to the bottom, because all the fish I'm picking up are, and I tend to fish closer to the top of the water when I'm trolling or when I'm using mostly worms. And so I've picked up, I don't know, 10 or 12 signals here, and all of them, well, except from one was kind of at the middle, but the rest of them were all following the bottom. And so here, about 13 feet down, so here's another one coming along, and you can see that its trajectory or its course is, more or less, we're at 12.1 feet, 12.4 feet here. There's some rocks. I know that this is a rocky bottom, so it's probably taking that into account. But there's some branches and trees, and we had some floods here recently, so there's some junk down here close to the bottom. Some of the areas here are not the best place to fish close to the bottom, because we had a big flood last year and a lot of treetops and branches that went in, and it's a good place to get your hook caught. So it'd be very interesting to, when I don't have Abby do with me, to come out with this. And I didn't put it out very far. I'm just have it right beside the boat. And again, here it goes off again. And again, we're in about 11 feet of water. You can see how close we are to land here. And there's a little trench that goes along here, just a little bit up from me. It goes down to about 25, 30 feet in one little area. And the rest of the pond averages 6 to 8 feet, the deeper, most of it, and even shallower. But so I just put it over the side of the boat here. It comes with a fairly long cord and a little flotation device, and I just have it sitting at the surface. You can set this little device for, I guess, any depth you want. You just move this plug on the cord, and this flotation device would go up or down, and of course your transducer would react accordingly. So I have it set fairly high because I wanted to measure the depth of water. And so you have to take into account when you're reading 12.5 feet, or right here now it's 8.8 feet, that there's 6 inches that's not being measured because it's measuring from the bottom of the transducer. And so the depths are accurate, within a few inches. So that's good. I mean, this thing wasn't expensive, so I'm surprised at how well it works. And I'm trying to use the phone here now and paddle a kayak with one hand and not knock Abby overboard. But there's just a second ago here, I didn't have the phone out. This thing was, now you can turn this alarm off. It has several options. I have it on there so you can hear it beep here now for demonstration purposes. You can turn the volume up and down on it too. You can lower or raise the strength of the signal that it's putting out. So I guess the lower signal would only pick up the fish closer to you. I haven't used a lot of fish finders. So I'll pick up anything right now, so apparently there's nothing going on down there. But so we'll try this again a little later on with the rod, and I'll give you an update and see if it helps my angling any. See if I land any bigger fish. There's some big trout in this pond. That's about all that's in here, speckled trout, but there's some big trout in this pond. I've caught a few of them. Most of the ones you catch are, 8-10 inches, but there's some big trout in this pond. I got one in here 8 or 9 years ago. It was 23 inches, which is a monster speckled trout for this area. And it was 22 and a half. It was just under 23 inches. It looked like a damn salmon, but it was a trout. And caught a pile of 14 to 15 inches, which is there's bigger fish out there, but for this area, that's not respectable sized trout. So let's hope to pick up something else before I signed off. And we'll just a little paddle over this way. As you can see it. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. She's singing like a canary there now. And there's a lot more than one trout down there now. You can see how it's just. I'm gonna have to learn to read the screen a little bit, and we're moving. We just passed over them, so I'd say there's 2 or 3 trout down there, maybe So you can see this is not a very big pond. It's probably 150 yards by 500 yards, 600 yards, something like that. So anyway, that's the Lucky Fish Finder off of Amazon. Initially, looks good. We'll test it a little bit more with when we get some equipment out here. There we go again. And I'll let you know if it helps in fishing. But again, look, this is good information. Like their rate at the bottom again, there's more than one trout there. There's several trout there right now. I might go get a hook and worm now. Look at that. It's going nuts there now. And this is an area of the pond where I actually generally don't fish. Look at that. It's lit right up. If they're not even disappearing. Wow, that's very exciting. The things that get us guys excited, eh? And women think it's them. Oh, look, and now see, look, these are higher. So there's a couple of trout that are in the higher, probably 2 or 3 feet down, and these ones here are closer to 12 feet down here. Okay. And there's a couple almost right at the surface, but still a bunch right at the bottom. I'm going to get a hook and worm, and I'll be back to check out this toy. I'll let you guys know how I make out.